I told you, motherfuckers. What did you just watch? I only speak the facts.
A smaller, older warrior from 2 divisions below, not just any ghost. A man who was constantly told he was too little and that he was taking on more than he could manage. The world anticipated a valiant effort, possibly even a tight battle. Instead, they received a public demolition, a calculated display that silenced the crowd, and the full exposure of a boxing great. The way Terence Crawford defeated Canelo Alvarez isn't the only question. How he made it appear so simple is the true question. The fight had been over for rounds when the final bell rung. Just a formality, the scorecards validated what had just been witnessed by everybody in Allegiant Stadium. The decision was made a unanimous decision in favor of Terence "Bud" Crawford. However, this was no easy victory. This was a step up.
Thank you, GOAT, because you are the GOAT of this era. Terence "Bud" Crawford.
Crawford shattered the preconceived notions about what was feasible in contemporary boxing at that precise period. He accomplished the unthinkable by becoming the undisputed world champion in a 3rd weight class, making him the first male fighter to do it during the 4-belt era. Starting at junior welterweight, moving up to welterweight, and then landing at super middleweight. He didn't simply walk into the lion's den. He entered, subdued the lion, and then left while donning its crown. The outcome will be remembered in history books. But those who witnessed it will remember the icy efficiency and the methodical, emotionless manner in which a master dismantled a machine of destruction until nothing was left. You have to go back 13 years to understand how this shocking result could have happened. Several months. This battle wasn't an unexpected occurrence. It was pursued. Terence Crawford, who was getting close to turning 37, had just finished the most intense battle of his professional life against Israel Madrimov. He set out for an outrageous target rather than aiming for an easy victory. He had his eye on Canelo Alvarez. With a request, he went to Turkey Al-Sheikh, the largest sponsor of sports. Naturally, Al-Sheikh was dubious. The weight, though. What? He inquired. He gave Crawford further huge paychecks and fair bouts against young, unbeaten fighters weighing 154 pounds, such as Jiren Boots or Virgil Ortiz Jr. For Crawford, Andis, those weren't just rivals. They served as diversions. He said bluntly, Boots isn't a megafight. A megafight is not Virgil Ortiz. He understood that it was reasonable to beat them. He yearned for the one battle he was not meant to prevail in. Legacy, not simply another salary, was at stake here. He felt ignored by promoters and shunned by fighters for years. Canelo was more than just a competitor. His white whale was him. The last task that would bring him the enduring respect he had aimed for during his professional life. With a direct gaze, he told Al-Sheikh, "That's the only fight I want."
Zab, you called it. You said Bud was gonna pull it off, and he did that.
I told you, easy work. He almost got the 11-round stoppage.
Yeah.
I told y'all he is a monster.
Yeah.
Listen, man, Canelo's a good fighter, man.
Yeah.
But he made the fight look normal, guys.
Yeah.
He made it look normal. Canelo left out of the face with a cherry red face.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, Bud didn't have a mark on him.
Comparable to Floyd's, that was impressive on its own. I've different fighters, different performances, but it's up there.
There's nobody that's ever done what Bud just done to Canelo.
Yeah. He stepped a little more to Canelo than Floyd, right?
Nobody's ever hit Canelo like that before, ever.
Yeah.
Nobody.
Where's Canelo at, man? That's a tough loss, I would imagine.
Canelo's still great, man. Listen, man, he got to just go back to the drawing board, put it all back together, and just take another shot at it.
Yeah, is he? Where's he at? Where's he at prime wise, man? Is he right there? Is he behind? Like,
having fun, man.
but jumped up 2 weight divisions.
He's having fun. Canelo's in a great position.
Yeah.
He's having fun. Just keep going away. Just keep going at it.
What's
next to Terence?
Go home, kiss on your baby, love on your family, and get back to it later on.
Some people are saying maybe Bivol at 75. Is that too far?
Yeah, that's probably too big. Yeah.
Clean cut performance from Terence. No rematch needed, or
That's giving up too much.
Yeah.
That's giving up too much as a human being. Period.
Do you think you should retire then, Terence? Go out on this night? No?
We don't retire out, we die out.
clean cut performance from Terence Crawford. No rematch needed, or which it was so good.
I think this, if it's gonna be a rematch, give Bud whatever we reported, 150 million, and give Canelo the 50 million.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, appreciate you, son. Thank you.
Lennox, what did you think?
Why are you calling me Fernando?
Lennox, how'd you see it? Lennox, what do you think though?
I thought it was a great fight. It was a great fight. You know, Canelo really was trying, couldn't get to him. You know, and he looked a bit frustrated, but it was a great fight all around. Both guys looked good.
For an all-time weight, Lennox?
Crawford was great.
How'd you see it?
Easy work for Crawford. Easy work.
Who can do these type of things, and Crawford is special, and he did it.
Champ, what do you make of the frustration? We saw in the 8th round, it looked like Canelo Alvarez almost wanted to walk off at one point.
Yeah, I mean, he was frustrated, and it is frustrating to try and fight a guy, and you want to fight, but this guy's moving well, and Crawford was moving too well.
What's next for Canelo?
Holiday.
Crawford wasn't solely depending on his skills. He was relying on a flaw in Canelo's most recent rule that he had observed. A defect that anybody observing can see. He had spent years studying Canelo, going to his fights as a hunter watching its prey rather than as a fan. He observed Canelo's commanding wins over combatants such as Edgar Berlanga, John Ryder, and Gerald Charlo, and he noticed a concerning trend. After sensing Canelo's strength, these opponents would withdraw into themselves. A feverish need to hear the final bell took the place of their goal. Crawford said it plainly. He didn't fight for victory. He merely struggled to stay alive. Going the distance with a legend was a success in and of itself for them. Instead of the crown, they were there for the salary. Crawford witnessed a monarch who had become comfortable and a champion who had not confronted an adversary with the assurance and conviction that they could truly defeat him. Down. Bud's whole plan was based on this heartbreaking reality. His purpose was not survival. He was there to secure a decisive victory. The script was altered as soon as the first bell rung. Fight fans were accustomed to Crawford's cautious, deliberate starts for years. Before launching his attack gradually, he would spend the first few rounds gathering information and examining every move made by his opponent. However, there was no time for it when facing Canelo. He was aware that any close round would go to the home fighter in a professional Canelo arena over the weekend of Mexican independence. He therefore threw aside his own playbook. He emerged swiftly, violently, and intently. He seized charge of the ring right away and gave Canelo a scathing, commanding remark that broke his rhythm before he could set it. He prevented Canelo from breathing. Crawford either pounded the bigger man with combinations or used deft agility to spin out of range whenever he attempted to position his feet to fire his trademark power smashes. He gave the feared puncher a slow, predictable appearance. By asserting rounds and demonstrating his dominance, he set the tone not only for Canelo but also for the judges. A real display of how superior battle intelligence can neutralize and deconstruct raw might. It was a tactical masterpiece.
Devin, your thoughts? Your thoughts, Devin?
What do you want me to say? You beat him easy.
Upset of a lifetime?
Nah, it wasn't an upset. People that really know boxing knew that it was a good fight.
Yeah.
It depended on what kind of fight that Bud fought. He fought the fight that he needed to fight to win. Is that how you expect it to go?
Want to see a rematch, Devin, or you think it was pretty good?
I know it's a lot of money in the rematch, but I want Bud to retire. He accomplished everything in boxing already. Made a lot of money. Go have time, go spend time with his family, and have some fun.
What's next for Canelo?
I don't know.
The digital world was swiftly affected by the shock that occurred within the stadium. The decision was immediate and severe. "I actually believe Crawford may be the best fighter of all time," tweeted Ryan Garcia, another boxing prodigy, to his millions of fans. The sports landscape echoed this view. Karl Anthony Towns, the NBA star, referred to it as a masterclass by Crawford and maintained that he had to be mentioned in any discussion of the greats. DeMar D. Rosen and John Morant were only able to tweet one word: buddy. Everyone was praising him, acknowledging a performance that went beyond boxing. From Mr. Beast and Mark Wahlberg to Mike Tyson and Charlize Theron, the A-list celebs seated there was more than simply a boxing contest to watch from ringside. They witnessed an artist produce his masterpiece on the biggest stage, establishing a legacy that was without dispute. Devin Haney, a fellow pound-for-pound star, however, offered a distinct and more terrifying viewpoint among the worldwide chorus of shock and awe.
All right, Steven, what's your reaction to this victory? Terence Crawford was sensational. What's your reaction?
I'm surprised. I'm taking away my decision coming in this fight. Watching Canelo, seeing his career, expected he wasn't going to get knocked out, especially by the smaller man. But did Crawford have enough power and boxing skill to beat Canelo off of him to some degree? For the most part, that answer was yes. But then he stepped in there and he exchanged back and forth on several occasions and survived and prospered. And I got to give credit where credit is due. I picked him to win by decision, but I never expected. I expected the boxing superiority. What I didn't expect was for him to stand there and exchange and survive. And he did that on several occasions. And that's why Crawford deserves so much credit.
Spectacular for
Thanks,
round
Floyd.
one. Hey, you see me wink at you? I pulled one of your moves.
I think the camera.
I see you, champ.
Known for his boxing intelligence, he made a surprising observation. He wasn't surprised by the outcome. He really said that Crawford won handily and that, in his opinion, it was never a huge upset. But what he said next shocked the boxing world. Haney recommended Bud's retirement. Haney stated he has accomplished everything in the sport, suggesting that Crawford has nothing more to prove. Was this a deliberate remark from a possible future rival, or was it an expression of profound admiration and recognition that Crawford had attained the pinnacle of the sport? The notion it was nearly as astonishing as the victory itself that a fighter could read history, put on his best show to date, and then just walk away. This was not an upset in the end. It was the outcome of a lifetime endeavor carried out by a brilliant strategist who saw what others did not. Terence Crawford didn't simply approach and bide his time. He rose to a whole new plane of excellence. He pursued his white whale, met his gaze, and demonstrated that even the most intimidating physical advantages can be overcome by talent, cunning, and unwavering resolve. He solidified his reputation as one of the greatest fighters to have put on gloves, in addition to being the best of his generation. We came away from the evening with a new, unchallenged champion and a previous icon whose future is now in doubt. We are left with one unanswered question, nevertheless. Did we just witness the greatest outstanding tactical triumph in the history of contemporary boxing? And has Canelo's legendary reign come to an end now that he is so vastly outclassed?